Thank you very much. It's glad to be here today. Is this working? Yes. So I will talk about VDEM, Varieties of Democracy, which is headquartered here at the University of Gothenburg in the Department of Political Science, but is a big international collaboration. You may say that our problem is slightly different. So we're trying to digitalize expert knowledge from a lot of scholars across the entire world. This is sort of an idea of the conceptual space. We're dealing with democracy that a lot of scholars need information about, ministries of foreign affairs, companies, students, and so on, go down the list. But one of the problems have been that existing measures of this have been very narrow and captured a very small area. And one of the reasons is that a lot of this is unobservables, and that is only in the heads or sometimes in the writings of scholars across the world. We're talking about the entire world, and we're talking about all countries in the world. And we're talking about a period here from, in our case, right now, 1900 to the present, and also now trying to extend it back to 1789. So this is what we do. We break them down into components, but what we're really measuring here is 350 indicators of very precise aspects of political systems and their democratic qualities. Some of these are factual, and we can find them in sources or in actual behavior, but a lot of things are sort of latent traits of societies that are not directly observable, at least not with factual data. So let me give you an example. All kinds of, most political systems today, the legislature has the ability to provide some check on the executive, on Donald Trump, right? If he steps outside of the boundaries. But what we don't know from the Constitution or regulations is if the executive oversteps the boundary of the Constitution or other laws, do the legislature actually check, right? So that's what we're measuring with all these people from across the world. We've worked with over 2,600 people as of now from 176 countries. And using an infrastructure, and this has resulted in the largest data source on democracy in the world ever, with about 18 million data points. For some of you, that is not much, but compared to what we had before, Polity4 was the largest data source on democracy, had 275,000 data points. So it's some order of magnitude more to work with. It's infrastructure that we have built up over this last 6 years, where we have this institutionalized network of experts that we work with. We work with them through a website with questionnaires and asking them to evaluate the different aspects of a particular country or a set of countries that they are confirmed experts on, have done research on, and so on. And we have built up a management structure with a FileMaker database that hosts takes care of that. And then the data is in a relational data set in Postgres. And once the data is in, there are tons of calculation problems that needs to be solved. We work with a Bayesian IRT model that has then been developed, so it's specifically designed to solve the kinds of problems we're dealing with, where experts across the world have different thresholds in terms of how they code different data points that needs to be adjusted for. And so there's lots of learning in this model going on to be able to produce the output, which is point estimates for each country on each indicator for each year that are comparable across time and across the country, so across space, but also with confidence intervals around them, so we have a measure of the uncertainty. Some measures we have much more uncertainty about, some we are much more certain about. And then the public output is the data itself that scholars can use, but also any other actor, and a lot of research output that comes out from the team around this, but also some tools online. So this is the website for this collaboration, and we've opened up the data for public use in January last year, and since then we have had a lot of traffic to the website and use also of the online tools. So for people who are not sophisticated users, can't download a data set and run it on whatever software you use, or rather, then we provide some relatively simple descriptive tools, graphing tools, but also a Gapminder motion chart tool. Here's an example of the how you can graph the data for different countries and also averages for different regions, confidence intervals around them. You can choose time periods, you can select different indicators, everything is there. Also a Gapminder, you know, Hans Rosling kind of little play machine, right, where you can look at how things develop over time. This is a large international collaboration. It's headquartered now at the University of Gothenburg, but I just wanted to emphasize that this has been built up by a large international team, and not the least with the help of regional managers and country coordinators who are scholars out there in the world. Julio Tejanque at Manila University in the Philippines, and so on. I have a team at University of Gothenburg who sort of manages this project and runs the infrastructure that I'm so proud of, because they're very hardworking, young, extremely passionate and loyal people who really makes this work. And then I get to stand here and say a few words and look as if I'm important, which I'm not. So thank you very much.